Hello everyone, it's Jake from Fife Paranormal, and to start out this video, I just want to say thank you to the person who invented swivel chairs. I mean, I'm 21 years old and these things are still a blast. But seriously, over the last little bit, I've been writing some scripts, getting some outlines ready for some future paranormal projects. But one of the things that I have been thinking about a lot here lately is the simplification of paranormal equipment. I mean, how much equipment is too much equipment on investigations, and how much is, too little equipment on an investigation. When I grew up, learning the paranormal field and all that stuff, I just had a flashlight, a camera, and a tape recorder, a voice recorder. And it's basically remained that still to this day, 11 years later. I still typically go out with, the camera I'm filming this on, my D5600, a voice recorder, and typically a spirit box. That's what I use for most of the investigations. If I'm doing a formal overnight or I'm filming for a project, I'll bring out, my other stuff, my full kit. But even when we do that, we still don't use all of our stuff. Like when we investigated the Miller Kite House a few Decembers back, I think that was like 2019. God, it feels like yesterday. Anyway, we had all of our equipment with us. We had, I think, 1 or 2 cameras. We had like 3 or 4 voice recorders, spirit box, and a whole bunch of other gear. And we ended up only using just, like a handful of stuff. And, some people believe that too much equipment on an investigation can scare the spirits away. Some people believe that having more equipment, increases your chance of recording paranormal activity. And kind of like with a lot of things in the paranormal field, there's no right or wrong answer to this. It's whatever fits your investigation style. For me, I like to keep my light set up. And one of the reasons I like the light setup is, say you're in a room, and you're doing a spirit box session, you've got spirit box, voice recorder, camera, and you've got a flashlight. Or, what I usually do is I have my LED light, which is on top of my camera. I usually keep that mounted and use that as a light. Say you're doing a session, you're doing that, and then all of a sudden something happens down a hallway. If you had to have a bunch of equipment with you, you would have to stop, gather all your toys up, make sure everything's still going, and then go after it. As to where if you only have a few pieces of equipment with you, you can basically just, grab 1 or 2 things, then you're gone. You're still there almost as the, whatever the thing is happening, it's still happening. It still has that momentum. And that's something that I think is extremely key and, really crucial on investigations. Look at the roundhouse. When, we would hear stuff in another room, Caitlin and I would go running towards it, and we would have a few experiences real quick because we got there just in the nick of time. Or, you look at some of our St. Albans Sanatorium or Nickerson Sneed House, we're able to get from one place to the next really quickly. And that's not just editing tricks. No, Chris and I, we're pretty quick. But I think there is also a time and place for, a lot of equipment. Like when Miranda and I were filming our Nickerson Sneed investigation, we had a lot of really good pieces of equipment around us, and that helped us record some great evidence. I'm very glad that we had that. So I guess it just comes down to your personal preference, your style, the tone of the investigation, because like I said, some investigations you'll want everything with you. Some investigations you'll want hardly anything with you. But I just want to hop on here, talk about that just a little bit. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think there is, a such thing as too much or too little equipment on an investigation? And then also, what do you find your style is more of? Do you find yourself carrying a lot of equipment on an investigation with you, or do you carry hardly anything? But thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. But I'm Jake from Fife Paranormal. Have a great day, everyone.